There we go, guys. Microphone on this time. How is everyone doing tonight? And welcome to the live stream. Tonight is Wednesday, which means we've got the CI event, which is basically where one of the main Bannerlord clans, Coronis Ibiricus, will be hosting an event. And guys, this is one of the good ones. I'm expecting some pretty epic battles tonight. Let's put it that way. So we're just in the warm-up phase at the moment, and we're waiting for the event admins to begin the event. So bear with me 1 second, just doing a little bit of setup right now, but battles should be beginning imminently. And guys, like I said before, these Wednesday events are some of the best weekly events. You've got this one, you've got the BRE Sunday event, you've got the KTE Thursdays and Sunday events, but this one has always been one of my favorites. So let me switch to the game camera mode, and we'll jump in and see what's happening in there. There we go. So I've got my controller out, hoping to get some nice sweeping shots for you guys this evening, and let's see which team's going to be victorious. So with these Wednesday CI events, you've got Coronis Ibiricus on one team, and you've also got what are called the Freeborn clans, or should I say the Razvadal Rebellion. So let's see, who have we got forming up today? Over here, here's a shield that I recognise, the knight, who's a member of the Bretonnian Knights, the BRE. And guys, it looks like we've started just in time, because this first battle is about to get started. 15 seconds, and both armies will spawn in, and the action will begin. So, anyone who's viewing tonight that hasn't seen these before, Bannerlord multiplayer is nothing like the single player version. There's a huge community that play these custom events, and just a whole bunch of modders, mappers, people that combine their efforts to create these incredible events that often support anything up to about 600 players. It looks like tonight we got a 400 player event, so it's a pretty big event by Bannerlord standards, but certainly, you know, they can get a third bigger. The servers can handle it. So over here, we're on the side of Coronis Ibiricus. All the different clans have spawned in, and let's check a few out. So if we go into the get a little bit closer, let's see who we've got. So this here is the shield of Coronis Ibiricus. You can tell from the Black Eagle and the red and yellow checkers. Who else have we got? We've got the Ome Guard, who's this guy here, a sort of Middle Eastern style faction. They are one of the subdivisions of Coronis Ibiricus, but have their own leadership. Moving over here, oh, love these guys. We've got the Great Bold Empire. You see these guys quite a lot in some of the weekly events. Definitely one of the household Bannerlord clans. So let's move up a little bit, get a bit of a bird's eye view. We can only see one of the clans at the moment, and actually if you look in the distance over there, you can see the other clan, who I believe we'll call the Razvadal Rebellion for tonight, moving into match. So the Coronis Ibiricus clan, they're a little bit spread out, heading towards the front line in a nice linear style. Little bit dangerous, because if the Freeborn is one of the other events, I've got to remember, tonight is the Razvadal Rebellion versus Coronis Ibiricus. But moving through, if the Razvadal Rebellion get there first, they might be able to overwhelm the initial Coronis Ibiricus forces, but it looks like they have held back a little bit, waiting for their reinforcements to catch up. Really good shout, if I do say so myself. So let's take a quick look over here. We've got the Razvadal Rebellion coming around this side. I can see the Knights of Bretonnia. You've got the Kingdom of Hordeland, who's the clan that I play for in the blue shields there. And we've also got the IPL, Imperium Polski, which is a Polish clan, usually seen on horseback. So let's zoom out a little bit. Arrows are starting to come in. Hopefully the Razvadal Rebellion will have some answers to those arrows soon. They need to start firing back, and yep, just as we say that, archers are forming on the back lines, ready to return fire. Combat Bear 2. It is, bud. All you have to do is join one of the participating clans. I posted a link to Kingdom of Hordeland in the chat, or should I say in the video description. While you're probably a bit late to join this event, there's plenty more just like this that happen throughout the week. So we do seem to have a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Neither clan looking to engage. A lot of the Coronis Ibericus side are actually behind this fence line, which I think might be a little bit too large to jump. So you can kind of see here that the combatants who are playing on the Coronis Ibericus side are holding the choke points. Okay, we got some movement. The Bretonnians on the right there, followed by the Kingdom of Franks, who are a Northern American clan playing in these European events. Do seem to be coming around the edge. Oh, we do have a little duel in the middle here. This is interesting. Perhaps this is what both clans are waiting for. A knight from Bretonnia who has been successful. Okay, so the BRE are charging in. They're heading towards this central choke point being held by Le Combatants. As we zoom out, I think, guys, the fighting is well and truly about to start. Yep, the centre have engaged now. Nice little charge. That's a nice hospitaller from the rear there. And all down the left-hand side, the battle is well and truly underway. Small flanking force from the BRE here. It looks like, though, they are being overwhelmed by SVCI, who are the guys in the red shields. Great Bold Empire here, using the defense for protection, firing their crossbows into the melee. It's a good position. At the moment, the line is holding strong on both sides. The numbers are really even as well. Neither side seems to be able to get the upper hand at the moment. So let's just keep flying over. And watch out, because I think at some point we're going to see some sort of breakthrough. In fact, as I'm saying that, Coronis Ibericus are getting slightly ahead. They've got about 10 more men on the battlefield right now. Kingdom of Hordeland here are coming over the fence line in the blue shields. They are a little bit outnumbered here, but it's quite good because just a handful of men are keeping quite a lot of the enemy forces occupied. Huge push from the Bretonnians through the centre here. They're pushing through. Coronis Ibericus and the Order of Santiago there were unable to hold them. The Bretonnians are getting a flank on the men just here. It's looking pretty good for the Rasvadau Rebellion on this side. However, the numbers are not looking good. Over on this side, it does look like Coronis Ibericus have more or less cleaned up. So they come in. There we have it, guys. I think this first round is drawing to a close. The numbers are pretty even, but I'm expecting a win for Coronis Ibericus there, just because they have slightly higher numbers in the endgame, double the opposition right now. Oh, so guys, do you know what? I think I've got something wrong in the first round there. The points at the top, I always forget there's this bug in Bannerlord where the scores are actually reversed. So the points for Coronis Ibericus and the Rasvadau Rebellion should actually be the other way round. It's just one of these quirky little issues that you get with Bannerlord when spectating. So I'll try and remember that for the rest of the stream. But this first round does actually go to the Rasvadau Rebellion. 23 men left on the battlefield. 5 men left now for Coronis Ibericus. They just have to race around and try and clean up whatever remains. There you go, look, members from the Great Volv Empire here getting slowly cut down by the BRE. Very nice. Cool, guys, what a great first round. That was tense. And for a first round, I mean, it's only going to get better from here. So we've got a full hour in the event tonight. I think it runs from 7:30 until 8:30. Maybe it might just run just a little bit over. But that whole time, guys, we're going to be right here delivering you guys the best Bannerlord content that we can find. So round 2 is starting in 10 seconds. So yeah, just to sort of remind what I was mentioning earlier, I think Combat Bear asked if it's a sign-up event. I gave an answer earlier, but we've got quite a few more people on the live stream right now. Guys, this is an open event. All you have to do to take part is join one of the participating clans. I've got a link to the Kingdom of Hordeland which is the Viking-inspired clan that I play for. But honestly, guys, it's one of many. You know, I'll try and post a few more links after the live stream's over to some of the other Discords for the other clans. So let's start once again on the side of Corona Sibiricus. You can see here the knights are forming up. Let's see if we can check out one of the other clans that we've not seen yet. So here, SVCI. You'll probably remember or recognize these guys from some of my other videos. They're from the, I think they're a Czech clan. They are moving out. And then in the yellow, we've got Les Combattants, which, you guessed it from their name, are in fact a French clan. Very, very good at the roleplay. Just look at the marching in formation here. Magnificent, magnificent control. And it's even more impressive when you realise that every single one of those players, sorry, every one of those units is a real player being controlled by a human. So we are heading out now, guys, towards the front line. Over on the left here, we've got a subdivision of Corona Sibiricus. I'm not familiar with the name of these ones, guys. If anyone in the chat knows, let me know. But they've got this really, really cool design on their shields. These nice backpacks as well. Very nice job with the modding team there. So as we go up, the Razvadal Rebellion are coming in strong. They're heading down this main pathway. And actually, guys, even since the first round, we've got more players now. We're up at about 450 in total. Samson, welcome to the live stream, buddy. Good to have you here. Are you participating in this event tonight? So, the Razvadal Rebellion do have an interesting problem here. They know that the Corona Sibiricus forces are somewhere in that town. All they can see is the odd unit poking out from behind. So they're going to have to be really careful not to get surrounded and fall into a trap here. I mean, as we go around, you can see quite a few of the Corona Sibiricus forces are holed up in this little avenue here, which will be very nice. It means they can hold against superior numbers. Got heavy infantry from the Bretonnians there going in. No shields, but they do have extra armor and really, really strong two-handed weapons that cause more damage than the regular swords. Have we got any other fighting breaking out yet? It looks like that is the only engagement at the moment. Actually, a small one over on the right there. As we move around here, the Kingdom of Hordeland and SVCI are testing each other's defences. They look quite evenly matched at the moment. Maybe the Kingdom of Hordeland just have a few slightly more men. But they are nicely backed up by allies there. Lots and lots of troops in reserve from Corona Sibiricus here. Oh, but Bretonnians are pushing through. Look at this magnificent shield wall. They're playing aggressive, but it doesn't look like they want to push out just yet against these overwhelming numbers. Still, good tactic. Oh, and the Kingdom of Hordeland pushing around this side. Again with a few Bretonnian backup numbers here. And that is a great time for the Bretonnians to push out from their position and join the fight. Come on, guys, you've got to go. It's now or never. Get in there. They need to support their allies that are fighting over here. And there they go. Excellent. A little bit later than I might have liked, but they have pushed out. What a brilliant fight. Guys, you don't get scenes like this in any other game. The scores are looking even at the moment. Razvadal Rebellion ever so slightly ahead with a few numbers. We've got crossbowmen from the Great Old Empire. But also Les Combattants over here. They need to get into the melee. I think it's the absence of all of these men here that are allowing the Razvadal Rebellion to get the upper hand. They're coming in for a nice wide flank. I am a little bit worried though that it's too little, too late. That said though, they are causing the Razvadal Rebellion to fall back here. I think while they're winning on one side, the Razvadal Rebellion do have fewer troops over here, and they are struggling to keep the enemy at bay here. You can see the combatants are gradually pushing the enemy back here, enveloping them. Let's head back over to the other side, see what's happening. Oh, so this fight has all but finished. As we move around, it does look like the Razvadal Rebellion were successful there. Men from the BRE are coming through, and just a handful of troops here from the Kingdom of Hordeland. We've got a few archers, 3 of them facing off against this lone fighter, and he goes down to arrow fire. Good job. The numbers are looking even though, so the Rasvadal Rebellion had a huge advantage at the start. But they're looking much more even now. In fact, Coronis Ibiricus have just taken the lead by a tiny margin. I'm surprised because they were down by quite a few men at the start. Oh, guys, I can't call it. Coronis Ibiricus do have an ever so slight lead here, but it's not enough to make it a sure thing. That said, though, the gap is widening. There's now a difference of 10 men between the winners and the second place team here. Can they claw it back? Can the Rasvadal Rebellion make up those last 10 kills? It's not looking hopeful because when you're outnumbered 2-1, the enemy can surround you 2-on-1 just like this. That Viking from the Kingdom of Hordaland there trying to do his best to stay alive. Fighting against the Bannerman for the Order of Santiago. He goes down. Oh, and guys, what a brilliant match. So I think the Rasvadal Rebellion have been victorious in yet another round. Great fighting though on both teams tonight. There's been some brilliant commanding from both sides. So guys, while we're waiting for the next round, let's just switch back to camera only for a second. So, any questions in the chat? Dia, really good question. Do you use Reshade for Bannerlord? No, so the reason why it probably looks better than the average player, I've got the graphics turned up to max settings, but I also play in 4K, and that helps give quite a lot of extra detail to the screen, even when it's downscaled for YouTube. So what you're looking at here is pretty much native Bannerlord graphics. It's just obviously done through the mod pack for CI. Samson, oh, no worries, bud. To be fair, you're one of their better fighters. They'll definitely struggle without you. Don't tell Benoni that I said that. I don't want him to get jealous. All right, I think then. So we're just waiting for the next round to begin. On the map, it does look like they are just trying to hunt down and kill the last player that's remaining. So we'll just have a bit of a chat while we're waiting for it to begin. But guys, it's been a pretty decent event tonight. Actually, I've been really enjoying it so far. The modders for Coronis Ibiricus. Every time I join one of these events, there's always something new. Whether it's new skins for some new clans or more little details, like a lot of the shields I've noticed are new tonight, and the banners as well. I don't know what they've changed, but a lot of the banners look even better than I remember previously. In fact, let's just see if we can jump in and have a look at them while we're waiting for the next round to start. But let me show you. We might not get there in time because I think as soon as this last player dies, just take a look at some of these banners. Look, the Order of Santiago there with their cross banner. Very, very impressive. Who else have we got? The Kingdom of Hordaland. Also extremely nice banner. A bit more detail on that flag than I remember there being in previous games. The classic Bretonia banner there as well. Oh, guys, do you know what? This is why the next round's taken a while to begin. So you'll notice we've just been kicked back to the loading screen there. I think we must have had a server crash. So don't worry about it. They should be back with us shortly. We'll just have to watch out, wait for the new server to spawn in. It's just one of those unfortunate things with Bannerlord. It's not the most stable of games, and usually every other event, you know, you can expect a crash like this. But hopefully this will be the only one of the night, and we'll be bringing some the battles right back to you as soon as possible. So just while we're waiting, I am watching chat tonight, guys. So if anyone's got any questions about the event or anything that they want to ask, yeah, just let me know, and I'll answer as best as I can. So yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll just have to sit tight for 5 minutes, and hopefully the guys at Coronis Ibiricus will get the new server online. So I've got it back up in front of me. You guys can't see, but I'm spamming the old refresh in the server channel. So hopefully we'll get a new one spawning in very, very shortly. I don't know about you guys tonight. Where I am right now in the UK, the weather's been extremely, extremely warm. And in good old UK fashion, we love a chat about the weather. It's a great way to fill the time. But no, we are experiencing a bit of a heat wave. So this is officially the first time on live stream I've appeared in a t-shirt and not one of my big woolly jumpers, which are often needed in our climate. Gillen the Grey. Nice to see you, buddy. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, Gillen, I'll try my best to get on the Sunday BRE event this week. Rather than doing a live stream, I might join it in order to get some proper footage, you know, for a proper video later on. But I'll have to play that one by ear. I'm not sure what the plan is this weekend, but I'll keep you posted on that. So guys, good news. The new server spawned in. Happy days. So let's jump back into the live stream view. And, you know, it'll be a few minutes until all the players are spawned back in, but hopefully we'll get the next round beginning in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, Gillen, honestly, it's about the same here. You know, normally we get sort of lower 20s in the British summertime, but yeah, we're having a bit of a scorcher this year, let's say that. So while we're just waiting for the event to begin again, let's just take a little look at the map. When we started, we saw that the Coronis Ibericus forces spawned on this side, and the Razfadal Rebellion forces spawned on this side. So as far as maps go, this one's a fairly open one. There's plenty of like areas around the town where an open pitch battle can begin. But at the same time, there's also a nice bit of variety because there's these few town elements where a lot of the battles break out as well, which creates a nice, interesting formations. If anyone here watching isn't too familiar with these events, basically there's always these 3 capture flags on all of the maps. I think that stands for the official events and these modded events. But long story short, just to make sure that events can't go on forever, there is a capture point, and the stars at the top that appear under the team banners, it's basically morale. So when you capture the capture point, the morale for the enemy team goes down, and basically there are 2 victory conditions. Either you wipe out the enemy force, which tends to happen 99% of the time, or you can capture and hold the objective, and basically just wait for the enemy's morale to drop off the screen. Both are legitimate tactics, but the combat victory is typically the one that happens most of the time. So we did get a message from the admins saying that the next round is about a minute away from beginning. So we're in the warm-up phase right now. This isn't a real battle, it's just all the players spawning in, doing whatever they can. In fact, just while we're waiting, I have seen a soldier from the Kingdom of Borderland. So this is the clan that I play for. Heavily Viking inspired. But guys, honestly, if you want a fun clan to join, filled with excellent members who just like to have a good time, don't take it too seriously, the Kingdom of Borderland is a great clan to join. There's a link to their Discord in the description below. Anyone watching the video or live stream, if they're watching it live, welcome to click that link and join our ranks. But we participate in this event, and we also participate in some of the other events that happen throughout the week. So we are about to start round 3. Apologies for the short delay here. I think for this one, we're going to start on the other side of the battlefield, and we're going to follow the Razfadal Rebellion as they spawn in. So 8 o'clock, we're now halfway through the event, but hopefully that's going to be enough time to get at least 2 or 3 more rounds in. So here we go. Razfadal Rebellion have now spawned in. And you can see here they all spawn in one big blob, but then the first thing that they all do is form up into their respective clans under each of their banners. Some of you guys might be thinking, how does anyone keep track of who is on what team? So when you're actually playing, you do get these little icons above each player's head so that you can tell your team from the enemy team, because, you know, how are you supposed to know that these guys, CFR, are also on the same team as these guys? There's very little similarities between them, but it's because of those icons. That's how the players know. We just don't see them because I've turned them off for spectating just to make it look a little bit more cinematic. Do you know what I mean? So let's follow the Bretonnian cavalry. Each team is limited to a set number of cavalry, usually around, you know, 5 to 10% of the overall numbers of the team. And we've got here a mix of cavalry from the Bretonnians and a few cavalry members from the Kingdom of Borderland who I think are following the Bretonnians. So let's move away for a second. You can see there, Coronis Ibericus are coming in. Archers from the Kingdom of Borderland are coming out by themselves around here, looking to get a sneaky flank and maybe get some pop shots while the enemy aren't looking. Quite a good tactic because the enemy will be expecting the arrows to come from in front, not from the sides, but they will have to be careful because they're unprotected by their allies, which means the enemy cavalry could easily take them out. Seems the majority of the Rasfadal rebellion have come down this right-hand side. As we move in, the main line seems to be held once again by the Bretonnians, who are going down this gap. Quite difficult to bring your numbers to bear down here. At the moment, they're letting their two-handed allies do the work, and it looks like they've realised they're slightly outnumbered here, so they're falling back, probably looking to hold the choke point here. Maybe their allies can get around and sandwich them in that gap. In fact, it looks like that's happening. However, Coronis Ibericus then are falling back slightly. It looks like they're aware of the presence of these men around the side. Very similar battle to the one that we just saw in round 2. Neither team are fully committed though. You've got the order of, in fact no, Knights. No, sorry, the Teutonic Order. Almost got them confused with Knights Hospitaller. Very similar looking clan, but the colours are reversed. We've got white knights with black crosses versus Knights Hospitaller, who are the black knights with the white crosses. Looks like they're going after the ranged units, just trying to harass them to make sure that they can't fire any shots. So the main fight is underway down here. Let's zoom in for a slightly closer look. We get right into the action. You can see that the lines between the two teams are nicely drawn there. Neither seem to be able to push through and get behind the enemy. Nice rear charge there from the cavalry. Took out a few men. Once again, the numbers are really, really even at the top of the screen between the two teams there. Neither seems to have the upper hand right now. I'd say this is the closest battle we've had so far. Bannerman from Coronis Ibericus there, looking fairly magnificent, just surveying the battlefield. The Order of Santiago here do seem to be the only men holding this choke point. I think it's only a matter of time before this crumbles, and the Rasfadal Rebellion are able to get through. If I was the Rasfadal Rebellion here, I would be pushing this flank hard to try and get behind the enemy. They've got the numbers, I'm pretty sure they can do it. In the main square, it's not looking good for the Rasfadal Rebellion. They have been pushed back into this choke point. Their flanking force around the side here does seem to be more or less annihilated. Oh, but the Rasfadal Rebellion are once again starting to get the upper hand. Looking at the numbers, they're almost 10 in front. Great to hear you're joining the Kingdom of Borderland, buddy. I know it can take a few hours, maybe a day or so, for someone to get back to you and approve the application, but I wish you every luck, bud. The application, there are some rules about joining the clan, but they accept most people, so I'm sure that'll go through no problem. But honestly, bud, give me a shout when you join the next event. I'd love to see what you think about it. Just like that, we're coming down to the final stages of the battle. The Rasfadal Rebellion are slightly in the lead. It's not a sure thing yet, though. They do have the advantage, but the Coronis Ibericus forces could easily pull this back. Oh, and just as I say that, it's 15 to 16. It's much, much closer than I thought it was. Oh, guys, this is tense. This is really tense. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh man, 10 to 13, 10 to 12. Got archers here coming around the sides. Another couple of men go down there. I don't know, guys, the Rasfadal Rebellion do just have the ever so slight advantage here. It's all coming down to these last few men. 7 versus 9, 7 versus 8. Oh my goodness, 7 versus 7, we're back, it's even. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. Somebody needs to get the upper hand. It's incredible that we started off with 450 players. It's all come down to the wire just like this with just a few men. 3 versus 6. Oh, the Rasfadal Rebellion are getting ahead once again. Oh, jeez. Another man goes down. 2 versus 4. 2 versus 3. This guy's on a 1v1. This one's a 1v2. Oh, and there we have it. The Rasfadal Rebellion win. Literally just those 2 men left. What an incredible battle. Well fought to both sides there. Oh man, I really hope the next couple of rounds are as exciting as that one. That was absolutely incredible. Really, really enjoyed that one. So 6 seconds and the next round will begin. Let's zoom out a little bit, get a nice bird's eye view. Anyone just joining us, we've got a few new people watching. We are playing the Wednesday Corona Sibiricus event for Mount Blade Bannerlord, where 230 men are on both sides. On one side over here, you can see them forming up. We've got the Rasfadal Rebellion, and on the other side of the map, we've got Corona Sibiricus and their allies forming up over here. So let's go check out the cavalry here. Who have we got? So this is the CI, Corona Sibiricus Cavalry. Looks like they're all from one single clan, and they are currently just racing around the battlefield, scouting out the terrain, looking to see the enemy movements. Remember guys, we are the eye in the sky. The average player sees it all from ground level, which makes it much more difficult to spot and locate the enemy. Fortunately, this live stream is on a bit of a delay, so hopefully nobody will find it too useful to watch this to get some extra intel. Men are going in. We've got another clan here that we've not mentioned yet. This is the Valandian clan, based on the Bannerlord kingdom of the same name. I believe their leader also goes by Dervert, which is quite cool. So Corona Sibiricus are just making a beeline through the center. If you look from these guys' viewpoint, it's very difficult to spot where the enemy are. You can see a few archers over there. They've got their shield up. Huh. There's some words on the back of that shield. I wonder what that means. Hopefully nothing rude that's going to get me banned. Looks like they don't like the fact that they can't see the enemy. They're doing the safe thing and falling back ever so slightly. We've also got the Ome Guard here, out on the CI left flank. It's their left flank because obviously they're facing this way towards the enemy. Les combattants also falling back, realizing that they're out by themselves. So let's get a slightly higher view. It looks like the majority of the Rasfadal Rebellion are located on this hill. So at the moment, not looking to engage directly, but it looks like the control point for this round is C, which hasn't been in effect just yet, so the 2 teams will be fighting over this area. In fact, yet you can see the rest of Corona Sibiricus forces coming through the town here. Do you know what? If I was the Rasfadal Rebellion there, I would have done a little bit of Napoleonic divide and conquer. Sent all your forces to the butt soldiers that were disconnected from the main force over here, taken them out, and then turned and faced the enemy as they came in. But it's probably a little bit late for that now. And also, easy for us to say, but we can see everything from above. Sometimes these things can be a little bit more difficult to spot from the ground level. Oh, okay, so look over here. We actually have Les Combattants, who are part of Corona Sibiricus' forces, round the back here. So they are away from their main force. They're obviously just looking for the main engagement to begin and try and take the enemy off guard once the fighting starts. But the Rasfadal Rebellion two-handers are waiting here. They've seen them and will counter them when the fight begins. Let's zoom out a little bit. What's happening? So it looks like at the moment the control point is owned by the Rasfadal Rebellion. So they can actually afford to sit tight and wait for the enemy's morale to run out. Soon though, the enemy are going to be forced to charge in, because if they don't, they're going to lose the round without losing a single man. You can see here at the top, they've only got 2.5 stars to do it. So let's see, let's hope that they pull their finger out and do something soon. You hear fighting. Where's that coming from? Okay, in the back lines here, yep. Les Combattants has been, the battle has been started with them. It looks like the Rasfadar Rebellion sent a few men around the back here to try and take them out before the main fight begins. And actually in the center, the enemy are getting into position. Look at this line. It's even more impressive when you realize that every single one of these men is a real player. But here they go. They're moving in, taking the control point as they go. That's going to make sure that they don't lose the morale victory. And the fighting officially begins. You've got VSC here fighting against the Order of Santiago in their white and red shields. As we move down the back line, we've got a small force from the Kingdom of Borderland here, again fighting the Order of Santiago. We've got the Kingdom of Franks, who are the blue and yellow guys here. They're the North American clan. Quite impressive, because most of these clans are European. They have a much higher ping. As we move around, Knights of the Teutonic Order are coming around in the back lines here. They're moving across to the Rasfadar Rebellion right flank. Perhaps the Rasfadar Rebellion need the reinforcements over here. Over on the right, I can see the Bretonnians fighting against the Valandians. Looking pretty even over here so far. But looking at the numbers, I mean, guys, I think Les Combattants going around the back there, disconnecting themselves from the main force, hasn't paid off for them, because they are massively, massively behind now. The Rasfadar Rebellion have triple the numbers. Guys, this round has been an absolute steamroll. I think it's going to be another victory for the Rasfadar Rebellion. That's 4 in a row. It's going to be really, really difficult now for Coronis Ibéricas to claw this back, especially as we've only got 15 more minutes of the event. It's going to be very difficult for them to get 4 wins in that time. 9 more players left on their team. And I think that's it, guys. So, a little bit more information about the these events. You'll have noticed that at the beginning of every round, every clan kind of forms up under their banner. So you can see here some Vikings from the Kingdom of Borderland running together. So the way that these typically go is every single group or clan will have their own Discord channel where they'll be communicating with their forces, telling each other where to go, who to attack, and there'll effectively be one captain per team leading the way. The bannerman's job is to follow the captain, show the rest of the troops where the enemy, where their allies are. Really useful if you need everyone to regroup. You just say rally on the banner and everyone gets down there, and then you can direct your forces in one nice blob. But yeah, I thought I'd mention it. It's one of the reasons why the cohesion in this game is so good. It's because every single one of those groups has their own captain leading the forces. So we've started on the Rasfadar Rebellion side a couple of rounds now. Let's head back over to the CI Coronis Ibéricas side, where the soldiers, infantry, cavalry and archers are forming up. So this is a clan that we've not mentioned so far. This is Knights Hospitaller in their black and white armour. It looks like they're not bringing too many men to the battle today. Normally this clan on the Sunday events is much, much larger. Looks like they weren't quite able to muster too many troops tonight, but that won't stop them. One thing I do know for sure is that some of the best fighters of Bannerlord are in this clan, so even with a few men, they'll be making a real impact in this battle for sure. So troops are heading out. It looks like we've got control point A in effect for this one. I think that might be the one in the centre of town. Let's just go over here and have a quick look. Oh no, okay, not this one. Must be one of the other ones. Let's see where the troops are heading. In fact, they all seem to be heading out to the far right over here, so hopefully we'll see it. Ah, okay, here we go. Here's control point A. a little bit closer to the CI forces, so they'll be able to play more defensively this round. Yeah, this is the same area that we fought over in the first round of the event. So Coronis Ibiricus are taking a very defensive line, and actually guys, they are at a little bit of a disadvantage even from the outset. Looking at the counters, they have about 10, or they had about 10 less men. I think a few more are going down because some units are being taken out by archers, but they are at a natural disadvantage so far. If they win this one, it'll be desperately needed, let's put it that way. So far, the Razvadal Rebellion have won all 4 rounds that we've played so far. Kingdom of Hordeland in the back lines here, acting as the reserve force. They'll be looking to see what the enemy does and then move to counter. Look, you can see archers from Coronis Ibiricus over there firing into the enemy lines. But from that angle, they're not going to get too many kills just because they're firing directly into this shield wall. Hopefully a few arrows might just go overhead and into the sides of the men that are down here. My goodness, guys, this is why I love this game so much. Just this incredible lineup of infantry that you just don't see. It's almost kind of like if Total War was a thing, except every single, infantryman was a real player. That's effectively what we've got going on here. So the fight is well and truly underway. It looks like some of the men are able to jump over this fence and get into the fray. Must be a knack to it. Le Combatants back here acting as the reserve infantry, fighting off all of the men to get into the back lines. At the moment, CI are roughly maintaining the numbers. They started off with a few less, but they have lost about the same number of troops so far. Oh, huge push from the Bretonnians in the centre there. I was feeling pretty good for Coronis Ibiricus, but their centre line just absolutely crumbled there all of a sudden, and all of their troops are now bunched up in this tiny area, being surrounded on all sides from the Razvadal Rebellion forces. Not looking good for them. In fact, as I've been saying that, while that push through in the middle has been happening, the numbers on their team have been dropping very, very suddenly. Oh, we've got a cheeky flank from the Ome Guard here. And Knights Hospitaller coming into the back of the Razvadal Rebellion. Looks like they are getting a few kills. Really good to see. But I think they just don't have the numbers over here, guys. They're being pushed back by the Razvadal Rebellion, and they're now on the retreat. They've lost all the momentum that they had. Very unfortunate. Over on the other side, yep, Razvadal Rebellion cleaning up once again. And guys, yeah, unlike some of the closer rounds we've seen, that was an absolute steamroll of a victory. Well played to them indeed. Oh my goodness. So guys, I think we do have time for at least one more round, and there might even be a little bonus cavalry round at the end of it. But we've had some brilliant fighting so far. I mean, it's not been too close because the Razvadal Rebellion have been winning most of the rounds, but there have been a couple that have just been so close. And if you haven't watched it, be sure to go back in the live stream when it's finished and check those out, because there was some really close ends to that. So we'll just have a little chat, have a little recap while we're waiting for the last round to begin. Guys, and I've said it a few times on this live stream, but these events are open for most people to join. All you have to do is sign up to one of the participating clans. I personally play for Kingdom of Hordeland, Viking Inspired Clan. There's a link to our Discord in the description below. But yeah, all the other clans that you've seen today, I've tried to give them a shout out, all the namings. They'll have their own Discords as well. So if any of them are watching this back, be sure to comment your links to your own Discords in the comments. Absolutely fine with that. Gillen, CI events have been getting pretty better and better. The campaign map rivalry makes it really competitive. I mean, yeah, to be fair, that's something that we haven't covered yet. Let me just switch back to the camera mode. The next round's about to begin, and yeah, let's have a little think about that while we're waiting for the action to start. So, Coronis Ibiricus, one of the cool things about their Wednesday event is that they actually have a campaign map, which Both teams make different movements, and then each week the two armies clash on a certain position of the map and fight over it. And then depending on what they win, you know, it gives them extra infantry or archers or cavalry for the events in future. Just give them that ever so slight advantage. So they've done this campaign a couple times before. I think this might be the second or third playthrough, but every time they do it, things get more and more detailed, the events get more and more intricate. So although we probably won't cover that on this live stream, I do have a couple of videos on my channel from some of the other Raz Fadal events that do show the map that they work with. If you go on my channel, go on the playlists, there is a playlist for the Raz Fadal campaign, so you'll be able to see the map that they're playing on, or the world map, should I say, in one of those videos. So yeah, the nice thing about these fights is that the victors and the losers, there's real consequences for them for the long-term campaign. Territory won and territory lost. So here it looks like we're fighting at control point B in the center just there. The Raz Fadal rebellion are on the hill using these small trenches to fire from. The archers here do have the nice elevated positions, which is probably going to give them a slight advantage over the archers on the opposing side, because they'll be able to get top down, and the hitbox for the head area is slightly larger. Raz Fadal rebellion are coming down the right hand side here. The archers are way out on the right flank. And look at this blue clan here, Le Courant Français, French clan. I think it stands for the French clan. French clowns. Sorry guys, the French crowns. Two very different things. But they are running in. Saying that, the guys in the Kingdom of Borderland are never going to forgive me for that little slip. They're going to remind me of that forever. Again, Bretonnia here are holding the central point. Bretonnia is one of the larger clans in these events, so quite rightly so, they tend to hold the central points because they have the numbers to create a nice, stable front line. And they are moving down the central alley once again. Round the back here, we do have several tiers of the Corona Sibiricus forces. I mean, this looks so cinematic. You could almost believe that this is a scene from a film. Just look at the layers of infantry there, just waiting to repel the enemy advance. Let's see what they see from their side as we go around. Knights of Bretonnia and the Kingdom of Borderland are coming in. Just imagine being one of the guys on this front line. Commander from Bretonnia there with his two-handed axe. And there they go, charging in. The battle has officially begun. The Bretonians from the Raz Fadal rebellion are fighting against the Coronis Ibiricus forces here. In the back lines, we've got a clan coming in. No, that's okay. I think it's one of their allies. I was a bit worried that this was a massive flank coming in from the rear. Oh, and actually, I lied. It is one of the Raz Fadal rebellion clans. This is an excellent rear flank. It looks like the CI Omega there are keeping them in check. But I mean, I don't know guys, the Raz Fadal rebellion here do seem to have the number advantage. If I was them, I'd just push in. Get in there, sweep in from behind and take them out. This front line is holding firm for now, but I think it's only a matter of time before the rear line crumbles. Oh, in fact, as I say that, huge push through the front line there. It looks like the Kingdom of Borderland there managed to break through. And they're attacking Coronis Ibiricus from the back here. Oh, geez, and look at those numbers. The Coronis Ibiricus numbers are falling. They're dropping like flies as the Raz Fadal rebellion comes charging in. 50 men left to 120. Yep, that was just another absolute slaughter. Guys, I don't know what's happening in this event. Coronis Ibiricus are normally an incredibly formidable clan. They are well known to win lots of the events that they play. I'd say they win probably more often than they lose. But I don't know what's happened in this event. I don't know whether they've just got different commanders in place, or if the Raz Fadal rebellion are just being extra vigilant in this one. But they are getting slaughtered this week. Let's hope that they can do a little bit better in the events to come. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's just a temporary setback for them. So guys, anyone watching, I am keeping an eye on chat tonight, so if anyone's got any questions about the event or my channel, just let me know. You know, I like to keep these things pretty casual, watch a few cool battles, have a few drinks and snacks, talk about Bannerlord and just medieval fighting in general. It's what this channel is all about. Here we have the Bannerman from Kingdom of the Franks. Seems to have lost an eye. Alright guys, so it looks like the admins have just informed us that this is going to be the last round. I think we've got 6 wins for the Razvadal Rebellion, 0 wins for Coronis Ibiricus. But, I don't know. I mean, even though Coronis Ibiricus can't win the event this week, let's see if they can at least claw back 1 victory. Because, you know, it's a much stronger standpoint if you've got a couple of victories under your belt. So we spent the last couple of rounds starting with Coronis Ibiricus. Let's head back over to the Razvadal Rebellion, who have spawned in over on this side. So we're down to about 400 players. I think the event peak was about 450. As you know, as the event goes on, people have to make a move and leave. So, you know, actually it's quite good considering we've been playing for an hour and we've not lost too many men. Just because they're my favourite, we've got the Kingdom of Hordeland here, forming up under their banner. Looking extremely, extremely cool in their Viking armour and blue shields. Very, very recognisable on the battlefield, those guys. They are heading off towards the front line. So let's move with them. And I think, guys, we're going to do something different for the last round. Let's just stick with the Kingdom of Hordeland, and we're going to follow them and just kind of see from ground level what they see. We've done quite a few bird's eye views in this event. Let's finish off by doing a nice close to the ground like view what the soldiers actually see from their eye line. So as we go over, you can see that they are forming up the rear of the Razvadal Rebellion, forming the rear guard. They've got their spears out, which is a great shout because enemy cavalry might be looking to catch them unawares. And spears, excellent at defending off enemy horsemen. So as we go to the front line, I think I can see in the front there, Coronis Ibiricus have come into view, and the Kingdom of Hordeland are just heading straight into the middle of the melee. Remember guys, we're following the circular blue shields throughout this battle, so let's see where they go. Moving straight into the centre there, very bold move. Les combattants in the yellow move in to counter them. Just keep an eye on the Kingdom of Hordeland banner over there. Oh, that does seem to be getting out by themselves. I'm not sure what's happened there, guys, but the KOH have lost a bit of cohesion there. They're all split up. Maybe, though, it's because they're feeling really, really confident. They've won all the rounds, so they've just decided to charge in without any real tactics, to be honest. But to be fair, it might pay off. Although that's saying that, I think maybe the Razvadal Rebellion have just got a little bit too cocky about it. They're actually behind in numbers now. CI and Coronis Ibiricus are 20 men in front. Oh my goodness, this just shows you guys, when a team doesn't have tactics and they just run in without a real clear objective, this is what happens. They get annihilated. So it just goes to show you that the Razvadal Rebellion, obviously using excellent tactics in those previous rounds, and the moment they decided to get aggressive and forget the tactics, they lost extremely quickly. So well played to Coronis Ibiricus there. That last round was well deserved. 60 men, 14 remaining on the Razvadal Rebellion side. This is going to be a sure thing. So guys, while that was officially the final round of the sort of measured or tracked event, we always end these with a nice, you know, just for fun round. Sometimes it'll be every single player go for an archer. Other times it'll be, you know, everyone goes cavalry, just to kind of change it up and make it a bit fun. So this last round doesn't count towards the score, but it is just a chance for everyone to have a little bit of fun. Here we go, men from Coronis Ibiricus here coming around the sides. Very nice. There we have it. The first and only victory of the match for Coronis Ibiricus, but well deserved. So let's start on the side of the Razvadal Rebellion. I feel like their cavalry is going to be charging downhill, which is going to make for some very cool scenes. Oh, so to be fair, looks like most players didn't get the memo that this was an all cav round. Oh, well, maybe I've got that wrong, actually. Every single player seems to be having dual-handed weapons. Oh, okay, so actually, guys, the fun round this week, while normally cavalry, it looks like they're doing an all-in heavy infantry round. So you can see here there's a very lack of shields. Everyone's got these incredible two-handed, heavily armoured units. So again, this is a just for fun round. You won't see the same tactics that you see in the main rounds. Both teams are probably just going to charge in and get whatever kills they can get. But that doesn't mean that we can't watch it, and that doesn't mean that it's not going to be epic. So here they go. Rasfadal Rebellion coming over the precipice of this hill, heading down into the valley below. Large force. They're heading towards the Corona Sibiricus forces. Oh, and guys, I don't know what's happened here. It looks like a lot of the clans might have left the event prematurely because the Rasfadal Rebellion have almost no men on their team. Looks like a lot of clans probably need to shoot off. I mean, to be fair, a lot of clans do like to end as soon as they can just because they like to have ceremonies and hold, awards and promotions, in their own servers afterwards. So it's probably going to relate to that. A lot of clans have left just so they can begin those kind of formal sort of gatherings that happen after these big events. But guys, that was a pretty cool one, I'm not going to lie. I've not seen this particular map for the CI events before, so this is a new one for the channel. But it was good. It was really good. I mean, props to the Corona Sibiricus map makers on this one. Right, so guys, let me switch back to the camera mode quickly. Just before I go, just want to say thank you to you all for joining the live stream tonight. This is just quite a small channel that I run as a hobby, so I just kind of dip in, dip out whenever I possibly can. But I really, really appreciate you all stopping by. It really does mean a lot to me. Anything to mention before I go? Yep, just as always, Kingdom of Hordeland, one of the clans fighting in this event, is recruiting. Anyone's welcome to join. Just check out the link below that's in the description, and that'll link you straight through to their Discord, where you can obviously join and sign up as you see fit. But there's also quite a few other clans, so if you like the look of any of the other clans, or maybe have some questions, maybe you're from a certain country, speak a certain language, and you want to join a clan that's right for you, leave a comment below. I'll respond to them. I've got a lot of recommendations of good clans to join. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Quite a short one tonight, but yeah, really enjoyed it, and thanks for stopping by. I will see you all in the next one.